Magnus Carlsen's most devastating loss, a lesson in humility. In the eagerly anticipated chess match between Magnus and his formidable opponent, buddy Pranav, Magnus finds himself mentally preparing for the challenging game that lies ahead. Fully aware of buddy's exceptional skills and tactical prowess, Magnus acknowledges that emerging victorious will not come easily. Nonetheless, Magnus remains steadfast in his belief in his own solid gameplay and strategic abilities. As the game commences, Magnus is immediately reminded of their previous encounters, specifically a blitz game where buddy executed a swift knight maneuver, placing his knight on h2 and subsequently advancing it to f4.
He doesn't want any marshals, eh?
This particular move left a lasting impression on Magnus, prompting him to exercise caution and be highly attuned to buddy's potential tactical tricks and maneuvers. The unfolding of the match takes on the character of a slow and methodical contest, a style of play that aligns favourably with Magnus's own strengths and preferences. Faced with an early decision, Magnus deliberates between executing a trade or opting to develop his bishop to b7. Considering the potential consequences of each move, Magnus eventually settles on a move that restricts buddy's bishop by advancing his own pawn to c5. This maneuver serves the purpose of limiting the scope of buddy's bishop, whilst simultaneously setting the stage for potential counterplay. Evaluating the situation further, Magnus contemplates capturing buddy's d5 pawn and subsequently positioning his knight on c4.
Well. Should I trade or bishop b7? Bishop b7, knight f5.
Thereby creating further opportunities for strategic breakthroughs. However, amidst his calculations, Magnus reevaluates his options and entertains an alternative course of action. This new plan involves pushing his pawn to b4 with the intention of capturing buddy's vulnerable b2 pawn. Magnus finds this line of play particularly inciting, especially given the positioning of buddy's bishop on f2. The prospect of exploiting this advantageous circumstance and opening up the center of the board becomes increasingly appealing to Magnus. Engaging in a moment of introspection, Magnus considers whether executing a queen capture on c4 would be a clever tactical move at this juncture. Resolute in his decision-making, Magnus ultimately chooses to maneuver his knight to c4, a move that leads to a highly intricate and complex position on the board. While contemplating the possible response from buddy, which could potentially involve a queen move to g4, Magnus finds himself uncertain about his own strategic plan.
Oh no.
The game then takes an unexpected turn, as Magnus realizes that the position developing on the board, although brimming with excitement, is not quite the type of position he had envisioned or desired against his formidable opponent, buddy. To Magnus's dismay, buddy skillfully deploys his rook to e2, instigating a shift in the dynamics of the game, placing Magnus on the defensive. Seeing the increasing complexity of the situation and the possibility of being at a disadvantage, Magnus carefully evaluates his available options. Contemplating the prospect of exchanging rooks, Magnus acknowledges the mounting difficulties and acknowledges that the game may be slipping from his grasp, leaving him in a potentially losing position.
I'm thinking of 94.
With a sense of introspection and candid self-assessment, Magnus reflects on his oversight and acknowledges that he finds himself indeed trailing behind Buddy in this game. Frustration lingers in Magnus's mind, stemming from the investment of considerable time and effort into the match, only to be met with a crushing defeat at the hands of Buddy's superior play. The match reaches its conclusion as Buddy executes a strikingly impressive move, employing his rook to occupy the square marked as RTI2, ultimately leading to a stunning checkmate, facilitated by the pivotal support of Buddy's bishop on e5. In light of Buddy's exceptional skill and the undeniable beauty of his final move, Magnus graciously accepts defeat and acknowledges Buddy's mastery and skillful gameplay.
Oh my fucking god, I just missed this. Yeah, now I'm lost for sure.
Disheartened by his own performance in the match, Magnus concedes defeat and departs the game with a profound sense of disappointment, vowing to learn from the experience and seeking improvement in future encounters. There you have it, the conclusion of this epic chess battle between Magnus and Buddy Pranav. We've witnessed the ebb and flow of the game, the calculated moves, and the surprising twists and turns that kept us on the edge of our seats. Magnus displayed his trademark solid gameplay, but Buddy's tactical prowess proved too much to be overcome. Despite the defeat, Magnus showed great sportsmanship and acknowledged Buddy's exceptional skills. We hope you enjoyed this in-depth analysis of their match. We invite you to stay tuned for more exciting chess content. If you like this video, please give it a like, share it with your friends, and if you haven't already, subscribe to this channel. Make sure to hit the bell icon so that you will always get the very latest from us first.